Jess and I are going to put together, we've got this prototype that we just cut out of upholstery foam. And we're going to put this together with 74 spray. And this is only a prototype. We just want to see if these pieces work. So we've got the lower jaw here, we've got the upper jaw, the top of the head, and so we're just going to throw these pieces together really quick. And if it feels like it works, if you want to roll a trash can over quick, I always want to make sure that this is spraying the right way as far as like the nozzle, the flare on the foam, and the best way is to spray it into the trash can so you don't get a ton of overspray. I'll do this on the table though so you guys can see. But I want, again, that big web to the, I don't know if you can see it as well on camera with the web. Yeah, you don't want to coat it. So you got your nozzle here coming out of the can. Nice drawing of a can. But when the spray glue comes out, it's got this big arcing web that narrows down. You want to be using about this part of the web here. You don't want to be using down here because, again, this just turns into a big gloppy mess if you do that. More glue doesn't mean it's going to work better for you. You want to use the glue like that, so it's a nice web. And that's all the glue that we're going to use. I'm just fanning this out. Why don't you do the front of these pieces here? I want to make sure this is sticky and tacky. What I usually do is I start with an edge. I don't just try to go straight into a piece. Start at the edge. I'll fold that over now that I've got that glued to the table. And then just walk that up to the next edge and walk these pieces up. And sometimes what I'm doing, especially if it's L200, because of the amount of tension, these want to pull away from each other. These pieces of foam and the L200, they want to be flat. So you're forcing them into a curve. You can see a slight curve here. And so sometimes I just turn that inside out. And so that curve is working more with itself now. So that's our lower jaw for right now. We've got that piece put together. And again, sometimes I just fold that inside out where you get a little bit gentler curve there. And then what we're going to do, this is our top of the head here. So our idea is that let's go. If you want to grab the maquette, let's take a look at that. I think we're going to have this round around to the back here. So we'll try that. Okay. Why don't you stick those two ends together? Yep. And again, with these pieces, obviously we need pallets in here because this is our lower jaw. And you can see the way that this kind of juts out here. So once we glue that, that's our lower jaw. But what we need is a base here, and we need a pallet on the inside. So we'll lay this out and over a piece of paper, and we've got to do this next. Trace this out and cut it. So we'll use this piece of paper right here. And again, this is just kind of a prototype to see if our idea is working for the head. So we don't have to be dead on right now. We can always alter our pattern. But what I like to do here is I'm just kind of getting a bird's eye view of the jaw the way I want that to look. And I'm only doing it from one side. And this is our center point. So then what I like to do is folding this on the line so we get some symmetry to our pattern. And we'll cut this out. And this will be our pattern for the lower portion of the jaw. Do you want to grab a piece of upholstery foam? 1 inch. Just have that flop off the table there. All right, so this is that simple pattern I just made for the lower jaw. Again, we're not even certain, this is just a prototype, so we're not even certain that this is gonna work quite yet. We can always alter this pattern, so we'll have this pattern, and I always like to go in, label what's going on here so that at least we can go back, you know, maybe we might have to extend this back a little bit further, so we would extend the pattern. Maybe this doesn't need to come out quite as far. Maybe we'll cut this in a little bit, but we'll start with this idea right here. You mind cutting that out? And we'll see how that's working. Now, as far as the head is concerned, turn this upside down. What we were looking at here is the way that this big, I don't know, it's almost like a triceratops, where you've got these 3 big points on the top here. You can see the side of the head here where it goes behind and underneath there. So here's our the front of our head right here. I've got it upside down right now. I'll work this along the edge and then bring this in. Actually, it probably needs to be smaller. So we're gonna probably cut about that much of that off. And again, this is a prototype. We're using the just the regular upholstery foam for doing this because upholstery foam, it's easier to work with, it's cheaper to work with. I don't want to commit this to L200 right away because that would be a big expense. And it's a bigger expense to prototype this in L200 when we're not 100% certain what, not that we don't know what we're doing, but the shape that we want to achieve. We want to get there a cheaper way, and it's harder to alter the L200. Pulling that apart, you can see with the upholstery foam here, is a lot easier to pull apart and alter. That was kind of a weird cut, so I'm gonna that's still soft enough I can pull that apart, change up that angle a little bit. And then what we'll do, since I'm already altering this without altering our pattern, once we get this prototype finished, we'll actually go in and completely cut this apart on all of the seams that we're gluing together, and then making sure that we alter our pattern according to what we've got left over here. And again, I'm not real worried right now about, you know, gluing these edges perfectly or doing double layers of the glue. You know, again, this is just our prototype, and I do want to be able to pull this apart. Okay, that's getting closer to what I wanted. And I have to mark this where I want to lay down the glue. I don't want to just start spraying glue all over the place on this, just to glue a 1-inch edge. So I've got this, and now I can kind of fold this in half in here, almost like an animator. Flip back and forth and see where I want this to sort of land. I'll tell you another trick. I'm going to have to show it to you that I've done before for things like this. I just don't have it right in front of me. Is when I've patterned something out on one side and I want to transfer it to the other side, if you get a little spritz bottle with some alcohol in it, you can spritz that over where you've just put the Sharpie marks, and then you can fold that over, press it down, it'll transfer it onto the other side, so it's a perfect transfer. I just don't have a spritz bottle in front of me, but I'll have to make sure I show you guys that. I was proud of myself when I came up with that. So that's the general area that we're going to do, and we know we're going to go along this edge. So I just want to lay down a little bit of this spray glue right in that edge. set that aside. Get the correct edge here. Do this over the trash can so I don't completely mess my table up. It's always best to do this over a trash can. If you're holding this in midair, you're spraying ropes of this glue out over the floor or over a workmate and destroying their Jaws shirt. And hey, we both got Jaws shirts on today. Did not coordinate that. Apparently it's Jaws Tuesday. So now, just starting at that center line, I'm going to start walking this down. Pull this and stretch it a little bit if I need to. Yeah, a little off center. Luckily this stays soft a little bit of time. And you can also pull this apart with a little bit of heat if you hit this with a hair dryer. If you needed to pull something back up, the 74 spray, a hair dryer works great on here. Now, not a bad shape. What I'm seeing here probably could come in a little bit more with this. So I'm not going to do it right now just because I'm feeling good about our shape here overall. And obviously when we commit this to L200, we're going to end up, cutting down, shaving all this down, rounding this out. And then we can start detailing all of this with this type of foam, with upholstery foam. But one other thing, actually I'm going to have you start on this guy, would you?